guys, Justin here in the 3x3 test tent again with another Black Friday video. This one is from Growstar. It's going with the theme of these lower end companies just stepping up their game. It's pretty crazy. So if you like this content, be sure to thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Click the links below for all your holiday shopping. And this thing is a LM301B grow bar with infrared and meanwhile driver, it says. So wow, seriously stepping up the game here with a foldable bar light. So we've got all the meters here. We've got the watt meter, we've got the spectrometer, par meter, we've got the meter, we got the heat meter. You can see the four corner par meters there, and baby katana, of course. So let's get the meters out of the way. We can get into the box, see what all it comes with. Oh, meanwhile, already, just opening the box, you can already see meanwhile driver and a timer. Get a free timer. Man, I got a million of these mechanical timers. Mechanical timers really are awesome though. It's the timer that I actually prefer is these just mechanical timers. They're excellent. I mean, you could get the digital ones, but if you're gonna go digital, you may as well go Wi-Fi, in my opinion. So, yep, mechanical or Wi-Fi. So, let's see what else we got. Rope ratchets, plastic gear on the rope ratchets there. The other accessories, we got a manual down in here. Ooh, this thing is thick. English. Oh, it's got different languages here. There's the input Voltag. You guys know about the input Voltag. Info about the light. Link 20 pieces at the most on the daisy chain, it says. Timer info. There's the spectrum that is claimed there, and also some ratings for hanging that they recommend. Warranty. 3 years warranty, 30-day satisfaction guarantee. Contact us freely. We will serve you till satisfaction. That sounds awesome. Now that's the first company that has presented that. That's excellent. Warm tips, ambient temperature shall not exceed 35 Celsius. Don't short circuit it, don't be dumb, basically. But yeah, sounds like some good service. And I almost knocked over the camera there, I'm so excited. So there's German. We won't go through the German. How many languages do they have though? French, Italian. Wow, so this is super multilingual Spanish. There we go. So yeah, covers a lot of the bases. Not all of them for sure, but yeah, pretty cool. That's a super thick manual. Alright, as far as the light goes, let's see how heavy this thing is. Oh yeah, it's got some weight to it. Definitely got some weight to it. It's gonna stand there. Yeah, alright. Service card. Purchase date. All kinds of stuff there. Daisy chain cord, also known as old phone cable. Now this should be interesting. This is, I think, the smallest folder that I've reviewed so far. Let's get the box out of here. Just get this big box out of the way. Shit. Well, that worked. And let's take a look at what we've got here. So, power cord. is removable via just a twist off here. Very watertight. Watertight cables, connections on everything, straight across the board. We've got the, as stated, Meanwell driver, XLG 240. Should we open it up? Bam! Folder. Look at that. Folds right open. Excellent. And then it locks in place, it looks like, with these wing nuts here. Tighten it down. And it's got some teeth. Some teeth there. I don't know if you can see that it kind of screws into. So you just lock that down and you're good to go. Boom. Just like that. And there we go. No floppy. It's actually really sturdy. Awesome. It's a pretty sick little light. For real. Wow. And as a folder too, like, it looks like you can lock it into different positions actually. Let me play with this for a second. Because this is something that a lot of companies don't do. They just do open and closed. This actually looks like it might have a partially open option. It does. You can lock it like this. Okay. Okay. So then you could mount them on the sides and get like some ridiculous contraption going with two of them. Look at that. Locked in place. Imagine two of those in here. One on each side and they meet in the middle. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, well, let's get this thing hooked up and see what kind of power she pushes. Alright, we are back and we've got it all hooked up. One thing I'd like to mention though, you see this hanging kit here that I used. You didn't see me unbox that because it wasn't in the box. So after I went to hang it, I'm like, well, they included 2 rope ratchets, but there's 4 spots to hang from and no other hanging apparatus. So apparently they overlooked the hanging kit, or mine just didn't get put in the box. I'm not really sure which, but if you're like me, you have a bunch of old hanging kits and rope ratchets just laying around in boxes and buckets everywhere. So it wasn't a big issue for me, but it could be for somebody that's a newer grower that is doesn't have the equipment. It just may keep you from hanging the light for another couple days until you fix that problem. So I suggest that they fix that ASAP. Let's take a look at the bottom of the light here. So we've got a lot of warm white and then just a strip of cool white every once in a while. So it's a very flower oriented LED, I would say. I think we're going to see some pretty impressive reds out of this. Yeah, I mean, it's a bar light, that's for sure. It's a folder. It does have the dimmer here. Now it does have a switch on the back over here. Now that is to turn off the dimmer basically and just run it full blast if you want to do the daisy chain. So if you turn it on and the dimmer doesn't work, flip the switch in the back and the dimmer will work, just to let you know. And I think that's pretty much it. Bring up the 4-corner par readings so you can see that. This is at the minimum setting here. Pulling, what is that, 20 watts? That's not bad. Not bad. It's not pushing enough to really do anything, but it's not bad. We are at 21 inches, as usual. That's where I start all the 3x3 lights. It's a 20-inch canopy because the sensors are about an inch tall. So let's turn this up and get to like seedlings. Goes up in increments, it seems like. There's no clicks, but I can definitely see it jumping instead of being a little smoother. Alright, so probably about right there would be good for seedlings and clones. Right there, a little under halfway up. And that's 65 watts. If you have a watt meter at home, that's probably the easiest way to measure it and keep along with me. So I mean, yeah, that's it's all right. I'm kind of worried that we don't have much knob left, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We're 196 in the middle, so not too bad on the spread. Let's get to veg here. Oh yeah, we're definitely pushing the knob pretty far. Oh, there we go. Oh, past it. All right. I think that's going to do it right there. So 350 to 400. I mean, the corners are going to read different just because different reflection. It's a grow tent. That's why I test in a grow tent, because your grow tent will be the same as this grow tent. There will be spots that are more reflective and less reflective, and I feel that's the best place to test, is where you're going to use the damn light. So that's why I test in a grow tent instead of a perfect little box or something like that. So we're at 186 watts to get into veg territory. Center reading 550. So yeah, it's definitely into flower territory in the middle at this point, just at the very base of flower territory. But everything else will be nice and veg. Like I said in the last video, some people veg with 550, so this really would be a pretty good setup for veg at 20 inches off the canopy and almost to max. So let's go ahead and just max it out here. I think there's just a little tiny little click to go there. So that takes us to 217 watts, and it does not put us in flower territory at 20 inches. Let's get a center reading. 630, so that is in flower territory, good flower territory, 600 plus. So not too bad there, but the sides are going to be lacking. I think it might need to come down a little bit, possibly. Sometimes it doesn't help lights to come down a little bit lower, but with the bar lights, a lot of times they can run a little bit lower to the canopy. So I think I'm going to drop this down to about 12 inches and then retest it here. So let me drop it down and I will be right back. All right, we are back and we are slammed to the deck. This thing is 12 inches is not very much space off the canopy. It's crazy to me that there's some lights out there that recommend a 6-inch hanging height. That's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Any light that says 6-inch hanging height, just don't even look at it. Just run. Seriously. So we're at 13 inches off the floor, which is going to be about a 12-inch canopy there again, because the sensors are about an inch. You can see we're still not there. So that didn't really help us out a whole lot. If anything, I think it went down a little bit on the corners. So, yeah. Center reading's going to kill it, though. Oh, yeah. 1027. That just, yeah, that's killing it. Let's try an edge over here. 644. I mean, that works. 644 is fine. Try the back side here. Oh, it's got that funky lip back there. Let me push the lip back a little bit. There we go. 464. $721, and then up close here with no reflection, $435. So I mean, it's not bad, but it doesn't reach to every corner for full flowering levels. It just doesn't. But you can see where average par would be very misleading with this. Because like if you take an average between the center and the outside, you're averaging not too bad. But the average par just doesn't tell the right story. It just doesn't. It doesn't tell you that it's 1,000 here and under 400 over there. So you really need the par maps and honesty rather than fake numbers. But yeah, I think this would be pretty killer though if you had two of these. I really wish they would have sent me two of them so that I could have done that little thing where you angle one of them this way and then angle one of them that way and then measure it like that. I think that would be wow. Wow. So I mean, for the price and stuff, somebody out there may want to do that. You may want to do that. Max, we're looking at 216 watts, so if you get two of them, you're looking at about 440 watts, less than 440 watts. In a 3x3, that's really not excessive. That's really not excessive. So it definitely could be done. Meanwhile driver, LM301B diodes, 3-year warranty, and they'll service you until you are satisfied. Like, it's hard to beat that, man. Hard to beat that. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's fire up the spectrometer here. Hopefully it's not so close to the light that it's gonna freak it out. Sometimes that happens. Nope, worked. All right. So 1219. This is a taller meter, so it's gonna read a little bit more. There's the layout. Lots and lots and lots of red. Decent amount of far red and some infrared. And look at the peaks. Tons of orange. As much orange as there is red almost. Like that's, wow. Wow. That's all that warm white. All that warm white up in there. And the blue peak is actually a little dwarfed in this light. Like I said, it's a little bit more of a flower oriented light. And then you got a nice 740 bump over there for the infrared. So yeah, not a bad spectrum really. Pretty cool. The only thing left really to do is let it warm up. See what kind of heat it produces. Shouldn't be too bad. Usually the bar LEDs are not too terrible, but we shall see. So let's go ahead and let it warm up and take some readings. Be right back. All right, we are back. We've let the light warm up for about an hour or so. Let's take a look and see what we can see. No unusual hot places or hot bars. What are we looking at there? 125 on the bar. $125. Driver. $135. So really about average. About average. They're not over pushing any of this stuff really, which is good. A lot of times the cheaper ones, they'll get so far to the edge of the limits of what the light can do that it'll really really make it hot. But this one really doesn't seem to be too bad. Not too bad at all. I dig it. It's a nice light. Be a really good veg light for a 3x3. Definitely a really great veg light. Although it is a little bit more flower spectrum, so keep that in mind. They will be a little bit taller. But you could flower with it, definitely, as you saw with the par readings. Just not super, super ideal for a 3x3. Now, 2 of them, and then angle it, that's a whole nother story that I would like to check out. If they want to send me a second one, we can maybe run it back and do it again. But that's pretty much it for this review here. Click the links below. Make sure you click the discount codes down there if you're going to be purchasing any lights for Black Friday. We've got discount codes down there for several different companies. Some of them stack with the Black Friday discounts. You may get an extra special deal. So check it out. Till next time, guys. Happy growing.